Hello, this is Monty Welch again doing my persuasive speech over recycling aluminum and the effect of dumping household items and waste deposits. Today I'm going to talk about recycling. Is it worth the hassle and effects it has on our economy? My answer to the question is yes. Recycling is worth the hassle, as it helps protect the environment around us in which we live. Did you know that at the time of my research that over 49 million beverage cans and bottles have been landfilled, littered, and incinerated in the U.S. so far this year? Aluminum production has been ongoing for over a century and is still going strong. One of the key factors in the success of aluminum is its recyclability. Recycling has become proven to be so valuable both economically and ecologically that recovery and recycling has become its own industry, and is a highly successful one at that. In the early 1900s is when recycling started taking place. At this time it is a low-profile activity and continued to grow nationwide through the years until around 1968. That's when recycling of aluminum cans vaulted the industry into public consciousness. 40 years later, aluminum recycling is supported by a national infrastructure and by the national mindset that recognizes the importance and the value of ease of aluminum recycling. The aluminum recycling industry has invested hundreds of millions of dollars into 10,000 recycling centers nationwide. There are many different types of resources for aluminum. Some of them include windows and doors, appliances and automobiles, but for the most Americans, as recycling aluminum cans, that seems to be the highest profile, and is no wonder. And it's a no wonder. In 1972, 24,000 metric tons of aluminum-used beverage cans were recycled, and by 2008, this has grown to over 525 metric tons. Of course, recycling aluminum is just not about cans. While cans are the most visible part of the aluminum recycling story, there's far more to the whole story. In fact, can recycling typically amounts to less than 30% of the tonnage of aluminum consumer products. The growth of the market for recycled aluminum is due to large measured economics. Today it is cheaper, faster, and more energy efficient to recycle aluminum than ever before. For instance, only about 5% of energy required producing primary aluminum ingot is the process of which aluminum is melted and then poured into a mold to recreate a product that has been melted from the recycled aluminum. This means there is less energy used to recreate an aluminum product from recycled aluminum. Recycling has become a huge business for small and local consumers known as a secondary aluminum industry, who are able to make a living by going out and recovering aluminum and then deliver it to the mills and remelt facilities. As the demand for aluminum grows, aluminum recyclers are growing their business by becoming more specialized to meet customers' unique product specifications and market needs. By doing this, recyclers make it possible for customers themselves to specialize in one certain area of recycled aluminum, which makes it possible to meet the demand for this product. What happens to the waste if it is not recycled? What happens to the waste is if it's not recycled properly today, more people are recycling than ever before. They're being more cautious about what is being thrown away and to save the environment. Back in the early 20s and 40s, people were not as concerned as they are today with what gets thrown away and hauled to the dump. Things that could have easily been recycled were tossed in the trash because nobody believed that recycling made a difference. Once these items were taken to the dump, such as dangerous chemicals and poisons and oils, they became a problem for the environment and for those who lived around the dump areas. The garbage heap piles grew and began to smell. Sometimes they caught on fire, sending toxic smoke into the air and making it hard for everyone to breathe. Toxic waste began to be buried in the ground. It eventually leaked into our streams and rivers and polluted the water, killing fish and birds that ate the fish and contaminating the drinking water as well as the environment around it. People tried to move away from the area and the mess, but wherever they moved, the problem was still there, on the ground, in the air, in the water. People started to realize that the only way to reduce the amount of waste was to start reducing what they threw away. For example, they bought items at stores that weren't wrapped in extra packaging so there would be less to throw away. They learned to reuse other things, like washing out jars instead of throwing them away, and they learned to recycle. Bins were set up around town to collect glass, paper, and aluminum that could be converted back into the same products or into new ones. Bins were set up. The biggest thing that it was done to help was towns shut down and local dump sites built new solid waste landfills outside of towns and not near towns. As people started to realize the importance of recycling and the effect it had on the environment, more and more people started to get involved and save the environment. Today, if you drive through a town on trash day, you'll see that residents have set out several different recycling bins and types of containers. There will be a container for plastic materials, glass materials, as well as aluminum products. The trash company that picks up your trash will then empty each container into a separate bin on their trucks, haul it back to the recycling center to be separated by product material, then sent to a larger distributor for remelt and reproduction. There are many items around the house that are dangerous and can damage the environment and injure plant and animal life. If they're just thrown away with the regular garbage, they can be deadly. Some of these items include cleaning supplies, dry cleaning fluid, mothballs and flakes, furniture and floor polish, rug cleaners, oil, batteries, butane lighters, pet shampoo, shoe dye and polish, and those are just a few to name. By mentioning some of these items, I hope that people will take time when they are disposing of these hazardous materials and do what an effect it could have on the environment and life of plants and animals we all love. In conclusion, I would like to say that although at times it may seem like a hassle to recycle, it is worth the time and effort to do what is right for the future generations so they can enjoy a clean and healthy living environment. Please do your best to recycle. Thank you.